What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I love filming these videos. I always love sitting down, having a conversation with you guys. I feel like Q&As are just a good opportunity for you guys to get to know me a little bit better and for me to just go into detail about things that you guys have questions on. Anyways, whenever I do these videos, I always ask for you guys to leave me questions over on Instagram and my Instagram stories. So I have a ton of questions I'm gonna answer for you guys today. If you guys like Q&A videos like this, make sure to give this one a thumbs up. And also, if you're new here, I would love to have you stick around and subscribe. I do a lot of daily vlogs on my channel, but I also like to throw in cooking, cleaning, organizing, random things. So I hope you guys stick around. Make sure your notification bell is hit. Also, I have partnered with Talkspace for today's video. I've shared in my past two vlogs about a new online counseling service that I've been utilizing. As you guys know, I've kind of been in a rut lately. I've just been struggling. I just feel like life is catching up with me, and Talkspace has been helping me so much. I've also had a few things come up, situations that I need to deal with. It's been nice to kind of talk those out in a therapeutic way and not act on emotion or anything like that. Last year was a rough time for me. As many of you know, I went through a divorce and was just dealing with a lot of relationship issues, and this year I am determined to have a better year and just to be in a stronger mental headspace. The best thing you can do for yourself is take care of your mental health, and I've really been trying to focus on that lately because I have been struggling a little bit. I've been going through a lot. I have a lot of changes happening in my life, and I don't know if I'm making the right decision. I also want to better myself and work through situations in a more positive, effective way and be the best I can be, and utilizing Talkspace has been so good for me. Talkspace is an app, or you can also use it on your desktop computer, but basically it provides users the confidential support of a licensed therapist under HIPAA protection, so everything is 100% legitimized. You are completely confidential. You are talking to somebody who's licensed and well-trained. I also really like that Talkspace actually matches you with a licensed therapist in your state. So my therapist is from Arizona. I don't know why, but to me that makes it seem a little bit more personable, and they do actually offer video sessions. I have not done one yet. I think I'd like that, but I just utilize their unlimited messaging. So basically I have access to my therapist at all times of the day. I can simply send them a message. Typically they respond within the next day. My therapist has been amazing at getting back to me, and she's very great with communication. If she's going to be out of the office or something, she lets me know. It was incredibly easy to get set up. Basically I downloaded the app and started messaging with somebody who set me up for everything and connected me to my therapist after just going through a few forms and answering some personal information about myself. I think I was connected with somebody to talk to within just a few short hours. It was pretty amazing. So let me just talk about how much it costs and everything. I also want to say that the best money you will ever spend is on yourself, whether it is your mental health, your physical well-being, whatever. That is the best money you can spend. And honestly, in my opinion, it is priceless to take care of your mental health. But anyways, you can get set up with Talkspace for as little as $260 a month. You'll get more information once you download the app and then start messaging the app, because they'll get you set up with all of that. Pausing the video really fast because I had to tell you guys too, I got a discount code. If you're interested in trying out Talkspace, you can actually get $150 off your very first month with my code Neier. So I'll put that right here on the screen. If you guys have ever considered trying an online counseling service, this is hands down, this has been so amazing for me, and I think this could be really beneficial for anybody who is slightly even needing this service. Anyways, I could go on about Talkspace forever. I'm gonna have a link to Talkspace listed down below. You can click on that to download the app. You can also find them on your desktop computer. I go back and forth between using the app and using my desktop. It's easier to type on my computer. I'll have my code listed down below too, and let's go ahead and get started with answering the questions now. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna start answering some of these questions. You guys, there are seriously so many questions. There is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to answer all of these, but I'm going to do my best. I know a bunch of these are repetitive, so I apologize if I did not answer your question. If money wasn't an issue, what would you spend the majority of your time doing? 100% hands down. I feel like most people would say that, but it would be to travel. I would love to experience different cultures and to just see the world. I would love to see different types of scenery and just experience more. That is my dream, and hopefully something that will happen eventually someday. Tequila or vodka? I hate tequila, so 100% vodka. How's your anxiety? How's your anxiety? Just kidding. I mean, it's all right. It's okay. Depends on the day. I feel like when we are having major toddler meltdowns every 20 minutes of the day. My anxiety is heightened, and that just makes the weeks a little bit more challenging. But typically my anxiety comes from parenting. That's really where my anxiety comes from. But ever since we started our rewards chart and just like set a few different boundaries and rules with Scarlett, things have been getting better. We had to kind of bear through a couple of days with the changes, but I feel like we are on the mend. All right, lots and lots and lots and lots of questions about dating and how my new man is, and how's the new man, girl? Are you still dating? Yeah, lots and lots of questions about this. I'm pretty sure every other question is about this. And yes, I'm still with the same person that I talked about in my last Q&A, and yes, things are still going good, and yes, they're still moving really slow, which is really good. You guys will understand eventually, but they're going great. I know a lot of you guys want more information and you want to like know more about this guy, and I promise you I'll explain when the time is right. I'm just not ready. So give me some time to figure this out, and I will be filming a video sharing who he is, probably doing a Q&A too, so just hang tight. I promise I'll explain here shortly. Are you going to do a meet and greet? I really should. Would you guys come? Like, if you're in the area, let me know if you'd come. If you could move anywhere in the world, where would you move? Literally anywhere with a beach. That's it. I don't care where, just anywhere with a beach. I love the beach. I have a weird obsession with the beach. Favorite and worst part of your job? Well, there's a lot of favorites to the work that I do now. Like, there's literally so much good. It's a dream job in my opinion. I get to be a stay-at-home mom. I get to stay home with my daughter, and I get to make my own schedule. I get to travel if I want to. Not that I do, but I could if I like wanted to, because I don't have to like clock into work or anything. I get to take my daughter to school. I get to take her to swimming lessons, like all of that. I also get to work with amazing brands, build connections with other women. I get to be creative on a daily basis, which has always been like a big part of who I am. And so I just, like, I could go on and on about all of the amazing things that my job has to offer. I wouldn't say there's anything bad about my job. There's challenging things I have to deal with, like the normal work from home mom stuff, figuring out like time and time management, the money management part, and like the taxes part, like the invoicing and all of that kind of stuff. That's what I don't like. So that's probably like my least favorite part of my job, is just dealing with all of that stuff. Because with the work that I do, I'm a one-woman show. I negotiate with brands, I create the content, I edit the content, I send the invoices, I make sure I'm getting paid, I do my taxes, you know, all of that stuff. That is like me. So that's been challenging, navigating through that. I will say I did hire my sister. She does work for me weekly. She's kind of like a little assistant of mine, which has been amazing. It's been so great. So I do get a little bit of help from her. She's a college student, so I can help her, she can help me. It's been wonderful. Actually, she's helped lighten my load a little bit. But other than that, it's just me. Any vacation trips planned this year? Talks of them, but nothing set in stone yet, so we'll see. I do want to go back to Kansas to visit my family when it gets warmer. Not yet, not until it warms up there, but I do want to go back this summer probably. How do you get through those nights where Scarlett is at her dad's and you miss her and you wonder if you made a mistake? Okay, how do I say this without it sounding bad? Of course I miss Scarlett when she's with Ty, but I'm with her so much that when she's with Ty, I'm not sad. Like, it doesn't make me sad. I'm actually happy for her because she's spending that time with Ty. So it doesn't make me sad. If anything, it makes me happy that she has that relationship with him. Is Scarlett still going to gymnastics? No, she's not. It was just too much. We quit like, I don't know, last fall, because she had gymnastics on Monday, school on Tuesday, swim on Wednesday, school on Thursday, and then Friday was our only open day, and it was just too much. So we had to drop something, and the gymnastics she was going to was a mommy and me thing. But Ty and I really want to get her in like a jiu-jitsu or like soccer or something. So that is something that is kind of like in the back of our minds. So we might start that up with her, we'll see. I also think she'd really love something like theater or something. I don't know, maybe dance. She doesn't really love to dance, but she loves to sing. Your skin is always glowing. What's your go-to skincare? My skin is not glowing. Oh my gosh. It's probably just the ring light back here. My skin has been worse than it's ever been. I actually just got a facial from my girlfriend who also does my lashes. She's one of my friends who is also an esthetician, which is awesome. But she gave me a facial and she got me set up on a new skincare regimen. I just had her order it, so I haven't actually started it yet, but once the products come in, I'll show you. I think my hormones have been insane lately. Like I said, I've definitely been going through some things, and I've not been myself, and my skin's been crazy bad. Like, I have more acne now than I ever have. What are your favorite toddler activities to keep Scarlett busy while you're getting work done? Ooh, that's a good question. So I set her up with coloring a lot. She loves to play with her beans, like her colored beans, literally just beans that are dyed. She loves to play with that. She has rice that she plays with. She has random, but these Mega Blocks, these have been like a recent favorite of hers. She like builds a tower and then puts like her little Hatchimals in them. Are you going to be strict when Scarlett is a teenager? I don't know, and I think it's hard to say because you don't know until you're actually in that situation. I feel like Ty will definitely be more strict than I will be, and I think that just is like a pattern because growing up, my family, like my mom was so strict on me in high school, and I feel like I'll probably be the opposite. I feel like that's a pattern that kind of happens. I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like when she's a teenager, to be honest. How do you stay motivated? You guys, I can't even answer this question because my motivation this past 2 weeks has been non-existent. Like I told you, I've been going through some things. My mental health has not been 100%. Like, I'm just not myself, and I haven't even been to the gym this week, and it's Wednesday, and that's so unlike me. So unlike me. So I know I come across as this like extremely motivating person a lot of the time, and I appreciate that. But I also want to be able to sit here and like tell you guys when I'm going through things too, and I'm human, and I am not perfect, and I'm not always motivated myself, and right now is just that time, and I'm working on it, really working on it. I think I really just need to like get back into my old routine, and I will probably start feeling better. So here's to not being motivated at the moment, if that's you as well. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't even know where I see myself tomorrow. So I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I feel like my life is so out of control right now, even though I know it's not, but like in my mind, I feel like it's a little out of control in my head, at least, just because it's not where I pictured myself, like always. So I'm still trying to just process everything, and I'm really happy. Don't get me wrong, like I'm happy with the direction my life is heading. I'm just trying to process the fact that I am where I am, and like things are where they are at the moment. I'm just trying to give myself grace and take it week by week, day by day. Right now I cannot take it year by year because that's just that's too much for me at the moment. Favorite mascara? Your eyelashes look great, thank you. I have lash extensions, so I don't wear mascara, so that's probably why. What is your all-time favorite memory so far with Scarlett? Love you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my all-time favorite memory with her, which is so crazy to say because I would have never guessed this. So my all-time favorite memory has definitely been like her surgery recovery. After she had her hip surgery, it was literally just me and her home all day, like snuggles and cuddles, and like she really needed me, and I felt like such a good mom at the time. That sounds so crazy, but I just felt like I was doing it the best I could be. Like I was on my A game, and I was so proud of like my ability to mom during that time, and I just felt like I was taking the best care of her, and I know like we were just like bonding. I know that just sounds so weird, but it was just such a special time between her and I, and seeing her like when she started, oh my god, I'm gonna tear up, when she started like trying to pull herself up and trying to walk in her cast, which I don't think she was supposed to do, but she did it anyways. And oh my god, sorry, I'm like not trying to get emotional here, but that video of her walking in her cast, I'll post it here. But when she started walking in her cast, like, I don't know why, but that just made me so emotional and so like proud to be her mom, because this girl, like nothing was gonna stop her, and still to this day she has that same personality. And yeah, that whole experience was probably just like my favorite memory. I know kids are resilient, but gosh, that kid, Scarlett, she is just something else. Like she is one special girl, one special kid. She drives me absolutely crazy some days. but she is one special kid, and I am just so grateful to be her mom. Is there anything you miss about the married life in general? There is. I miss cooking for somebody. So when I cook now, it's for me, and that kind of like sucks big time. I honestly miss like that, like the whole like cooking dinner and sitting down as a family and eating dinner. Like that is something that I miss a lot. And I hope to have again someday. I'm a new follower. How long have you been a single mom? We officially separated of August, I think, or July. End of July, beginning of August of last year, so 2019. We had separated before. That wasn't the first time. I don't know if you guys know that, but that wasn't the first time, so it had been like off and on. But that was like the official move out, start a new life kind of situation. So I've officially been living on my own for I think 7 months. Do you have a background in filming, editing, or are you self-taught? I have zero background in any of it. I am 100% self-taught. If you don't know how to do something, Google is always willing to help. So I don't have like a mentor or anything. Like I've always figured it out myself. I've always like Googled something or watched a YouTube video on how to do something. Are you aware that you are now the Pomelo ambassador? Yes! When Scarlett doesn't want what you made for her, do you just skip the meal altogether, struggling? Oh my gosh, yes. Food is like, she's so picky. She'll try things, but a lot of times she just won't eat it. Yeah, if she doesn't eat it, she doesn't eat it. And I'm like, you know what? If you don't eat this, then we'll try it again for dinner. Like if I cook her lunch, she doesn't eat it, I'll try it again for dinner. So my opinion is she's gonna learn if she's hungry, here's the food I cooked for you, you can eat it. She's very stubborn like that. I think another thing, totally off topic, but she like refuses to wear jackets or coats or anything. And you guys know it's been cold here recently, so it's been jacket weather, and the girl will not put on a jacket. And I'm like, fine, if you don't want to wear a jacket, if you want to freeze, then you can learn the hard way. You can be cold, and then maybe you'll want to wear a jacket. I don't know if that's necessarily like the right way to do, but I'm sick of trying to force a jacket on her. So if she wants to be cold, she can be cold. And that's kind of how I feel about food. She has lunch in front of her. If she's hungry, she'll eat it. If not, I'll put it away and get it back out when she says she's hungry later on. Does Scarlett ever want to sleep in your bed at night? My son loves to, but sleeps horribly. Yeah, I kind of talked about this in my last vlog too. So she's recently been like sneaking into my bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And honestly, this is completely new for me, and I am just soaking it up because I have never experienced this with her. She's never wanted to co-sleep. She's never been interested in co-sleeping. And I'm telling you, she crawls into my bed and she lays her head right here on my chest and falls asleep. And it is the best feeling in the world. I don't ever want to forget how that makes me feel when she crawls into my bed and lays her head on my chest and falls asleep. Like that's literally everything to me, and so I have no plans of stopping that. In my opinion, I put her to bed in her bed. She doesn't ever, like, I'm never going to start that habit of her sleeping with me from the beginning, but if she wakes up in the middle of the night and comes into my bed, then that's fine with me. Do we sleep good from that point out? No, but is it worth it? Yes, it is worth it to me. Did you go to college? What kind of degree do you have? Yes, I did. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and a minor in Criminal Justice. Favorite boy and girl names? I don't have a favorite boy name, but my favorite girl name, I've said this before and it will always be my favorite girl name. I wanted to name Scarlett this, but Ty liked Scarlet. He does not like this name, but the name is Sadie. I've always loved the name Sadie. I think it's just so cute, and I can just picture myself having a little girl named Sadie. So who knows, maybe someday. How is the no nap thing going? It's going. Some days she naps, some days she doesn't. So like today she didn't, she just played in a room and it was fine. We just do an earlier bedtime. What's your guilty pleasure TV? Dr. Phil, 100% Dr. Phil. Did you ever think about moving back to Kansas once the divorce was final? I did. I thought long and hard about that actually. And yeah, I felt compelled to stay in Arizona though. Where did you grow up in Kansas? I'm assuming Johnson County. No, I actually grew up in Nemaha County, which is like an hour north of Topeka. I went to a very, very small school. I think my graduating class had like 42 kids in it or something like that. It was in the 40s. So yeah, when I say I grew up in a small town, I grew up in a very small town. Hope I don't sound nosy, but how do you afford your life after divorce? I know a lot of people may not understand like the work that I do, and I never fully understood it either, so I don't blame you. But this job that I do, like social media, the social media stuff that I do is very profitable. There's a lot of money to be made. I make a good living through YouTube and through Instagram, and I'm grateful for that. Because of my divorce, I didn't have to change anything in my life, like my lifestyle. I still get to do things that I want to do, and I'm still able to like financially like support myself and Scarlett. So I'm grateful for that, and I think that is like my best piece of advice to somebody who's about to go through divorce is make sure you have that plan in place. So make sure you know how you're going to support yourself if you are going to get divorced. And I say that because that is a huge part of divorce. If you are potentially going through a separation, you need to have like a plan in place. If you don't have a source of income going into a divorce, that can be terrifying, and I can't imagine what that would feel like. So my best advice, if you are able to set yourself up for a successful divorce, then I highly recommend doing that. Whether that means like getting a job prior to separating, or at least like thinking about what kind of work you're gonna do or how you're going to afford supporting yourself and your family or whatever. That is just gonna make your whole experience a heck of a lot better. Do you feel guilty that Scarlett won't have a sibling anytime soon? Yes, I do, and that's something I've had to come to terms with. I definitely want one more child, probably just one more. I really don't want more than 2 kids, but who knows what life brings. But I've kind of just come to terms with the fact that there is going to be an age gap between Scarlett and the second child that I will have someday, and that's just how it is. I think there'll be positives to it too, but it's definitely not what I envisioned, but I have accepted that. How's your at-home laser hair removal going? It's still going good. I have noticed a decrease in like hair growth, which is pretty awesome. There's definitely not like 0 hair growth, but I have noticed a change. I'll leave a link to it down below. I think it's only been like 6 weeks that I've been using it, but I am happy with the results. Does your ex ever take Scarlett during the week? Seems like you do it all. You're inspiring. Thank you. He has her Wednesday nights for a couple hours. So yeah, he spends time with Scarlett like on Wednesday nights. So he gets her for a couple of hours, and then like tonight he's gonna bring her back to me. Biggest regret in your marriage? Not communicating. Holding in feelings, holding in issues, like not talking them out, just a lack of communication. And I feel like that's such a generic thing to say when it comes to like a failed marriage, but communication really is huge, and that is definitely something that neither one of us was good at. I'm definitely not the best at communication. That's always been kind of a negative trait of mine, and I've recognized that, but when 2 people are not good at communication, it makes it real hard. What is your best co-parenting advice? My best co-parenting advice is just let it go. Sometimes it's best just to let it go and to not hold on to grudges. Like I'm not one to really hold a grudge anyways, but if your marriage has ended, if your relationship has ended, then let it go. It's not worth it. It's not worth holding on to that negative energy and that resentment. To me, I've said this before, but once Ty and I divorced and we started co-parenting, we started getting along more like better than we had ever gotten along, because I think both of us just let go of a lot of the issues. For your next child, would you rather have a boy or another girl? While it would be fun to have 2 girls, I really hope I have a little boy someday. Like that is just what I picture for my life, but we'll see. How did you and your ex decide how much time Scarlett has with each parent? Good question. We didn't really want to change her life that much, and Scarlett's with me majority of the time anyways. If we did like a 50-50 parenting, Scarlett would be away from me a lot more, and we just didn't think that was in her best interest. On top of that, it was kind of hard with Ty's work schedule, and since I'm able to stay at home with her, it just made sense for me to have primary custody. So that is why we did what we did. It had nothing to do with like anything else. This was not a fight. I didn't push for more time or take time away from Ty. I've had a couple people message me like in the past saying like, why don't you give Ty time with Scarlett or whatever? Like that's not how it's been at all. We just honestly had Scarlett's best interests at heart and what worked for us and our family, and this is what worked and it's what we've been doing. How many tattoos do you have and what are they? I have 4 tattoos. I have my 4 triangles here. It's my sister tattoos. So I have 4 sisters. I'm the oldest, so that's why this one's colored in. I have my Scarlet tattoo right there. Just says Scarlet. I have my big shoulder piece tattoo. This is the biggest one I have. And then I also have a little like princess crown tattoo on my like left side of my stomach, and that symbolizes my little cousin who passed away. That was actually the first tattoo that I ever got, and I was 16 when I got it, and it's probably my favorite tattoo. Hip dysplasia mom here, and just wondering, are you scared that if you have more kids they will have it too? Oh my gosh, this has actually been something I've thought about because it is probably genetic. And I think it came from me because I've had family members who've had it, like an aunt who had it. And yeah, it's definitely something I worry about. It's not like a life-threatening thing or anything. It's always something that can be fixed. So yeah, I do worry about that. So we'll see when I have a second child if they have any of the same issues that Scarlett's had, because she was in a helmet and then she was also in the brace for 8 months and then had surgery and then the cast and all that. So crossing my fingers we don't have to go through that again, because that was not fun. Which Enneagram are you? I am a type 6. Where my type 6s at? I am the loyalist. I fully believe in the Enneagram test. Like, I feel like it's completely accurate and I feel like it describes me to a T. Do you think you will ever go to an office job? Heck to the no. Heck to the no. Been there, done that, do not want to go back to that at all. I am not made to work in an office at all. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I lived that life and experienced that, but it is not what I want to do at all. It is not me. What's something that you had to learn how to do as a single mom that you are proud of yourself for? I don't think I had to learn anything. Yeah, I really don't think there's been anything I had to learn. I've honestly, like, I've lived on my own before. I've never relied, like Ty and I were married, but I never relied on him. Like, I've always been someone to do it myself. So yeah, I thankfully don't think I really had to learn anything. I have somebody who just came to join me. My camera battery is about to die, so I'm gonna wrap up this Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. You can follow me over on Instagram. Don't forget to check out Talkspace too if you are in need or even like slightly considering talking to a counselor or just talking to somebody that can potentially really make a difference in your life. I can't recommend them enough. So I'll have a link to them listed down below along with that discount code I told you guys about too. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.